Today Monday. Yeah. I just went playing soccer and as just the whole day, nothing different. But in the afternoon I didn't go because they didn't go, so I didn't have anyone to go with me, so I didn't go too. A few days ago there is a retreat at Temple, but I didn't join because it's a Sunday. I need to stay at my home. Although I love it. I love the atmosphere. When I join a retreat in Temple, but I prefer staying at my home and doing household chores. It's better for me. It's more peaceful because I don't like crowded place. I like silent play with myself. I can play any instrument I like. I can sing. I can read the book. Or I can make audiobook like it. Something that I need to change is I want to change my balance. My dad is using the phone so much, and it takes a lot of time from him to use the phone. It's not good at all. It's very worse. Like ông Từ Đức said to me that if you're not married, then don't marry. If you marry, then get one baby, not more than one baby. And moreover, the more important that don't use the phone anymore. It's not good for. After 6 years using the phone, most I realize to think that once using the phone is useless. It's not useful. It's not useful at all. The second is I can't sleep. I can't sleep when I turn on the phone and shut down. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and many apps. It very take more time. Very difficult to sleep. Yeah, and the third one, the last one, I think it very take more time. Very take more time. I can't do anything else. I can read the book. I can play any instrument I like. I can plant a tree. I can remove in the street. I can do anything I like if I keep using the phone a lot of time like that. So I stop using the phone and I put it somewhere far away from me. But after me, my dad is using the phone. Yeah, he just hold the phone and shop up down TikTok like that. Really is very useless and take more time. I don't know how to change him, but I know everyone had a circumstance that if you were him, but anyway, I want him to change for better life, for his better life. Today I will read the sutra on knowing the better way to guide us now. The smell of the book is very good. I intend to do two things. First one, I did order a book to learn Chinese. To learn the Chinese alphabet, and it will reach me 3 or 5 days. After 3 or 5 days, I will have that book. And the second thing I want to do is I gonna buy a new shoe because this shoe is very not deep enough, and I got painful yet whenever I play soccer. That two things I need to do as soon as possible. The soldier on knowing the better way to catch a snake. I heard you work one time where the Buddhas were staying at the Anathapindika monastery in the Jeta Park near Saravati. At that time, the Bhikkhu Arita, who before being ordained had been a Vunchojan, had a wrong view that according to the teaching of the Buddha, since the places are not an obstacle to the practice. After hearing this, many bhikkhus went to Arita and asked, Brother Antinya, do you really believe that the Buddha teaches that same blissful and not an obstacle to the practice? Arita replied, Yes, friends, it's true that I believe the Buddha does not regard sense of pleasure as an obstacle to the practice. The bhikkhu scolded him, Brother Arita, you misrepresent the Buddha's teaching and even slandered him. The Lord had never said that sense pleasures are not an obstacle to the practice. In fact, he used many examples to teach that sense pleasures are an obstacle to the practice. You should abandon your wrong view. Although the bhikkhu consulted Arita why he was not moved to change his view. 3 times they asked him not to abandon his wrong view, and 3 times he refused, continuing to say that he was right and the other was wrong. So the bhikkhu went to the hut of the Buddha, prostrated at the Lord's feet, sat to one side, and addressed him respectfully. Work on one, the bhikkhu Arita said that according to the teaching of the Lord, sin and pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice. We asked him 3 times to abandon his wrong view, but he continued to hold to the view, so we have come to you, Lord. What should we do? Hearing this, the Buddha asked one of the bhikkhu to invite Arita to come to his hut. The bhikkhu stood up, protect himself, circumambulated the Buddha 3 times and went to the bhikkhu Arita. When Arita heard that the Lord wanted to see him, he came right away, prostrated before the Buddha and sat to one side. The Buddha said, Arita, it is true you have been saying that I teach that same lesson, not an obstacle to the practice. Arita replied, Yes, Lord, I do believe that according to the spirit of your teaching, sense pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice. The Lord admonished him, Arita, what could have led you to that view? When did you ever hear me teach that sense pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice? Who has said that I teach that? Arita, you are not correct. Your brother in the dark may have advised you to drop your wrong view, and you should. The Buddha then asked the other monk, Bhikkhu, have you ever heard me teach that sense pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice? The bhikkhu replied, No, Lord, we have not. The Buddha then asked, What have you heard me teach? The bhikkhu replied, We have heard the Lord that teach that same pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice. Lord, you have had that same pleasure like a skeleton, a bit of raw meat, a straw, or a bit of burning cattle, a poisonous snake, a green bottle belonging. 3 laden with root. The Lord said, Bhikkhu, that is correct. I have a 3 laden. I have always thought that sense pleasure are not an obstacle to the practice. Sense pleasure are like a skeleton, a bit of raw meat, a straw, or a bit of burning cattle, a poisonous snake, a green bottle belonging, or 3 laden with root. Bhikkhu Arita, you have misunderstood both the letter and the spirit of my teaching. You have presented my teaching as the opposite of what I intend. You have misrepresented and even slandered me. At the same time, you have done harm to yourself and to others. The other serious transgression that will call noble teacher and sincere practitioner most sadly. Hearing the Lord reprimand, Bhikkhu Arita bowed his head in silence. He was hurt and upset and could think of nothing at all to say. After admonishing Arita the Buddha taught all of the bhikkhu, Monk, it is important to understand my teaching thoroughly before you teach or put them into practice. If you have not understood the meaning of any teaching I give, please ask me of one of the elder brother in the Dharma, of one of the other who is excellent in the practice about it. There are always some people who do not understand the letter of the spirit of the teaching, and in fact that is the opposite way of what was intended. Whether the teachings are often in the form of verse or prose, prediction, verb summary, interdependence, or alternations, mind, spontaneous, untrained, quotation, story, or previous word, wonderful occurrence, detailed commentary, or clarification with definition. There are always some people who study only to satisfy their curiosity or win a woman, and not for the sake of liberation, research or motivation. That means the true spirit of the teaching. They might go through much hardship and do difficulty that are not of much benefit and eventually sort themselves. Because a person who studies that why can be compared to a man trying to catch a poisonous snake in the wild. If he reaches out his hand, the snake might bite his hand, legs, or some of the back of his body. Trying to catch a snake that why had no advantage and can only create suffering. Because understanding my teaching the wrong way the same if you do not practice the Dharma correctly. You may come to understand it at the opposite of what was intended, but if you practice intelligently, you will understand both the letter and the spirit of the teaching and will be able to implement them correctly. Do not practice just to solve or argue with others. Practice to attain liberation, and if you do, you will have little pain or exertions. Because unintelligent student of the dark may lie a man who uses a forked stick to catch a snake. When he sees a poisonous snake in the wild, he places the stick right below the head of the snake and grabs the snake net with his hand. Even if the snake winds itself around the man's head, leg, or not the back of his body will not bite him. This is the better way to catch a snake, and it will not lead to pain or exhaustion. Because a son or daughter of good family who study the Dharma need to apply the almost skill to understanding the letter and the spirit of the teaching. He or she should not study with the aim of voting, debating, or arguing, but only to attain liberation. Studying this way with intelligence, he or she will have little pain or exhaustions. Because I have told you many times the importance of knowing when time to let go of a rap and not hold on to unnecessary. When a mountain stream overflows and becomes a torrent of luke water carrying the bridge, a man or woman who want to get a rock might think, what is the safest way to cross this luke water? Assessing this situation, she may decide to get a plank and grass, construct a craft and use it to cross to the other side. But after arriving on the other side, she thinks, I spent a lot of time and energy building the raft. It's a prized possession, and I will carry it with me as I continue my journey. If she put it on her shoulder, on head, or carry it with her on land, do you think that would be intelligent? The bhikkhu replied, no, Wakanyakwan. The Buddha said, how could she act more wisely? She could have told the trap, help me get across the water safely. Now I will leave it at the water edge for someone else to use in the same way. Wouldn't that be more intelligent thing to do? The bhikkhu replied, yes, Wakanyakwan. The Buddha thought, I have given the teaching of the rap many times to remind you how necessary it is to let go of all the true teaching, not to mention teaching that not true. Because they are shaped by for view. This means that they are shaped ground of wrong perception that we need to rob. What are the sheep? First, there is this, there the body, where belonging to the past, the future, or the present, whether they are our body or the body of someone else, whether subtle or gross, ugly or beautiful, near or fact, the body is not mine, is not me, is not the self. Because please look deeply so that you can see the truth concerning the body. Second, their feeling. Third, their perception. Fourth, their mental formations, whether the phenomena belong to the past, the future, or the present, whether they are your own or somewhere else, whether they are subtle or gross, early or beautiful, near or far, so phenomena are not mine, are not me, are not the self. Fourth, their consciousness, whatever we see, hear, perceive, and know, mentally grab, observe, or think about at the present time or any other time in not hour, in not earth, in not self. Sit, did it the work. Some people think the work is the self is the work is me. I will continue to exist without it changing even after I die. I am eternal. I will never disappear. Please meditate so you can see that the work is not mine, is not me, is not the self. Please look deeply so you can see the truth concerning the work. Upon hearing this, one bhikkhu stood up Bear his right shoulder, John his bend respectfully and at the Buddha. Work 101. Can fear and anxiety rise from an internal shock? The Buddha replied, yes, fear and anxiety can arise from an internal shock. If you think that energy in the bed had come to exist but now no longer exists, you will feel sad or become confused and despairing that how fear and anxiety can arise from an internal shock. The same because then at work 101, can fear and anxiety from an internal shock be prevented from arising? The Buddha replied, fear and anxiety from an internal shock can be prevented from arising. If you do not think that energy in the bed had come to exist, but now no longer exists, you will not feel sad or become confused and despairing. Did you have fear and anxiety from an internal shock can be prevented from arising? Work 101. Can fear and anxiety arise from an internal shock? The Buddha taught fear and anxiety can arise from an internal shock. You might think the self did the work, did myself, it will exist forever. Then if you meet the Buddha or disciple of the Buddha who had understanding the intelligence to teach you how to let go of all view and attachment to the body, the self and the objects of the self with a view to giving up prior internal formations and energy lit, and you think that at the end of the work I had to give up everything. I am not the work, I am not me, I am not the self. I will not exist forever. When I die, I will be completely annihilated. There is nothing to look forward to be joyful about, or to remember. You will feel sad and become confused and despairing. Did they have fear and anxiety can arise from an eternal shock? Work 101. Can fear and anxiety from an eternal shock be prevented from arising? The Buddha taught fear and anxiety from an eternal shock can be prevented from arising if you do not think. Did it the self, did it the work, did it myself, I will exist forever. Then if you meet the Buddha or disciple of the Buddha who had understanding the intelligence to teach how you to let go of our view and of attachment to the body, the self and the object of the self with a view to giving up prior internal formation and energy lit, and you do not think that at the end of the work I had to give up everything. I am not the work, I am not me, I am not the self, I will not exist forever. When I die, I will be completely annihilated. There is nothing to look forward to be joyful about, or to remember. You will not feel sad or become confused and despairing. Did it have fear and anxiety from an eternal shock can be prevented from arising? Hearing the work, the bhikkhu prayed and thanked the Buddha, completely accepted the Lord's teaching, and then keep silent. The Buddha asked Bhikkhu, do you think the fire, arrogance, and the self are permanent, are challenging, and not to subject to the destruction? No, reverend teacher. Is there anything you can hold on to with attachment that will not cause anxiety, exhaustion, sorrow, suffering, and despair? No, reverend teacher. Is there any view or self which you can take refuge that will not cause anxiety, exhaustion, sorrow, suffering, and despair? No, reverend teacher, because you are quite correct. Whether there is an idea of itself, there is also an idea of what belongs to the self. When there is no idea of the self, there is no idea of anything that belongs to the self. Self and what belongs to the self are two views that are and trying to grab things that cannot be grabbed, and to establish things that cannot be established. So from perception cover to be born by internal formation that arise the moment when we are caught by the idea that cannot be grabbed or established and have no basis in reality. Do you see that they are from perception? Do you see the consequence of so from perception in the case of Bhikkhu Aditya? The Bhikkhu replied, yes, reverend teacher, they are from perception, and the consequence of so from perception can be seen in the case of Bhikkhu Aditya. The Buddha continued, if he would consider the six by four wrong view, a bhikkhu do not give right to the idea of I or mine. He is not caught in the chain of this life. Since he is not caught in the chain of this life, he has no fear. To have no fear to arrive at nirvana. Such a person no longer troubled by birth and death. The holy life has been lied. What needs to be done has been done. There will be no further birth or death. And the truth of things as they are known, so bhikkhu had filled in the mold, cross the mold, destroy the energy, etc. Unbolt the door and is able to look directly in the mirror of higher understanding. What it means by feeling the more? Feeling the more means to know and clearly understand the substance of ignorance. Ignorance had been a rock and sector and cannot arise anymore. What it means by crossing the mole? Crossing the mole means to know and clearly understanding the substance of becoming and craving. Becoming and craving have been unrooted and settled and cannot arise anymore. What it means by destroying the enemy citadel? Destroying the enemy citadel means to know and clearly understand the substance of the cycle of birth and death. The cycle of birth and death has been unrooted and settled and cannot rise anymore. What it means by unbolting the door? Unbolting the door means to know and clearly understand the substance of the fire due internal formation. What it means by looking directly into the mirror of hybrid understanding? Looking directly into the mirror of hybrid understanding means to know and understand clearly the substance of pride. Pride has been unrooted and settled and cannot arise anymore. Because that's the way of the Tathagata and those who have attained liberation in the Bharapati, Bhagman, the other gods in the incarnate. However, as they look, they cannot find any trace or basis for the concerned need of Tathagata. The Tathagata is a noble flower of restlessness and coolness, in no rise and no surrender stay. When recluse a Bhagman hear me say it, they might slander me, saying that I do not speak the truth, that the Mongatama rosette a theory of nihilism and this absolute non-existence. Why in fact being doing this? Because the Tathagata had never taught the thing they say. In truth, the Tathagata did only the ending of suffering in order to attain the state of non-fear. If the Tathagata is blamed, sitting right, defied or defeated, he does not care. He does not become angry, walk away in hate, or do anything in revolt. If someone blame, criticize, defy, or defeat the Tathagata, how does he react? The Tathagata think if somebody beg, corner, or make offering to a Tathagata, the Tathagata would not that account feel pleased. He would think only that someone do indeed because the Tathagata had attained the fruit of awakening and transformation. Because if people blame, criticize, defame, or defeat you, or repay honor or market offering to you, there is no need on either account to feel angry or pleased, not to do anything in revenge. Why? If you look deeply, you will see that there is no I and there is no mind. If someone were to walk around the ground of this monastery and pick up the dead plant and the regret to take home and burn to you in some other way, should we think that it will ourselves were being taken home to be burned on you in some way? No, reverend teacher. It is the same when someone pray, honor, or make offering to earth, or blame, criticize, or defame earth. We should not rejoice or become angry. Why? It is because there is no such thing as I or mine. The true teaching have been illuminated and made available in the work of human and God with nothing lacking. If someone with right understanding penetrate the teaching, the value will be immeasurable. If at the time of passing from this life, someone had been able to transform the fire to internal formations, in the next life he or she will attain nirvana. That person will rise the state of non-return and will not re-enter the cycle of birth and death. If at the time of passing from this life, someone had been able to transform the three internal formations of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, he or she will be born only one more time the work of human or God in order to be liberated. If at the time of passing from this life, someone had been able to attain the root of stream inter, he or she will not fall again into the state of eternal suffering and will surely go into the direction of right awakening. After being born 7 times in the work of human or God, he or she will come to the place of liberation. If at the time of passing from this life, someone had faith in understanding the teaching, he or she will be born in a place work and he will continue to progress on the path to a higher awakening. Having heard about the speaker, the bhikkhu with great joy put the teaching to practice. In the sutra on knowing the better way to catch a snake, the Buddha urged us to study and practice his teaching in an intelligent way so we will not be caught by notion in the world. The sutra reminds us that if we are skillful and careful in learning and practice the Buddha teaching, then we can experience with and joy right in the present moment. For those of us new to Buddhism and practice, it is a non-wonderful beginning. For experienced practitioner, the sutra can bring by and rest air back into our practice. The Buddha encouraged us to be a liar person who can catch a snake without being bitten by it. Before reading this sutra, I never before heard anyone compare his whole teaching on a snake or say that it can be dangerous to learn and practice. There are two different versions of this sutra. The Bali version from the Tahasakita school and the Chinese version from the Savattivada school. By comparing the two, we can discover something close to the original work of the Buddha. It is wonderful to receive the teaching. Although his teaching are deep, the Buddha listened like to present them in a simple way. While it right in the interdependent origination nature of reality. For example, he simply says, this because this might not sound difficult, but it's very powerful and easy to misunderstand. The Buddha taught the sutra and knowing the better way to catch a snake become many people, including many monks and nuns in the Buddha our time, misinterpreted or misrepresented this teaching. One example of this teaching of the three dharma seal of impermanent no self and nirvana. These three insights are wonderful guides for unlocking the door to reality, but they continue to be misunderstood from generation to generation. Many people think that the Buddha believed in non-being, ahabilasas, the destruction of all feeling and attentions, and the dissolution of identity. This isn't so. The Buddha taught that we must go beyond of opposite structured being and non-being, becoming annihilations. This sutra full of openness, playfulness, and non-attachment from view. In reminding us to use a great care and skill while studying and practicing his teaching, the Buddha used another wonderful parable. He reminds us that we use a raft to cross the river. We need to give up the raft when we make into the other shore. Instead of continuing to carry it with us, we leave it on the shore for others to use. In the Mahayana tradition, there is saying of the Buddha, during 45 years, I have not said anything. This statement is truly the role of a great lion. In the Vimalikata Nidana Sutra, Taisi No 475, the silence of the lion Vimalikati, right by the boss Vimalikati, it that tongue the silence. That echo far and wide, having the power to break the bond of attachment and bring about liberation. If the same as the lion role that proclaimed, it not exactly to let go of all the true teaching, not to mention teaching that are not true. Dear Spirit, we need if we want to understand the Buddha teaching, might the church are knowing the better way to get a snake, sweep away the frog of work, and also so that the son of the true teaching can shine brightly on the field of our understanding mind. Healing with the joy. Further, because a practitioner is aware of body at body, when tend to have in Buddha side the five desire feeling of little right during his concentration and certain every part of his body. Further, a practitioner who is aware of body at body feel the joy with a rise inducing concentration saturate every part of his body. They know part of his body the feeling of joy born from during short concentration do not make. Further, a practitioner who is aware of body at body better not feel happiness will arrive with the disappearance of the feeling of joy and burn his wound the body. The feeling of happiness will arrive with the disappearance of the feeling of joy reach every part of his body. Further, a practitioner who is aware of body at body and envelop the whole body with his clear, calm mind filled with understanding. The first blast of lightning, the Buddha said to Circuit, did it help Bodhisattva Mahavatar what matter their thinking? However many species of living beings there are, whether born from egg, from the worm, from moisture, or spontaneously, whether they have form or do not have form, whether they have perception or do not have perception, or whether it cannot be said or done they have perception of what they do not have perception, we must lead all to be in the ultimate nirvana so that they can be liberated. The word may have been Christ, some have been a great being. Liberation here means arriving at nirvana. It tends on a strong, full, beautiful state with all cooperation, happy root, and we are totally free. The Master attack the great war to relieve and suffering of all living beings, to bring all to absolute nirvana where they can rely ultimate peace and joy. Absolute nirvana is also called nirvana without residue of afflictions, and compared to nirvana with some residue of affliction. Some commentary it plan that with some residue of affliction stay in with the body of the fire, except form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and concerning still exist. They regard the body as residue of the affliction of our previous life. After we die, they say the body of fire that did come that day. We internal without residue of affliction, leaving no trace behind. I do not fully agree. It is true that one we put an end to the cause of suffering and transform them, that we will not bring about new concealment of suffering into the future. But what had existed for a long time, even after it is cut off, still had momentum and will continue for a while before stopping completely. When an electric flame is switched off under the current had been cut, the black keep moving for a while longer. Even after the cord had been cut off, the consequence of the black cord continued for a while. The residue of affliction the same. What come to stop is the creation of a new cause of suffering, not the body of fire afraid. One day, the body threw a rock at the body and it hit food wow. The body will no longer creating new karma. But he began did karmic consequence. The result of bad action, they had some energy left over before it could stop. Did not mean that the body had not realized complex eating after he passed away. Yet I just finished it and I will begin next chapter, another. See you later. Thank you for listening to me.